It's been a while, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. We're here to provide an update, but we're gonna start out with when it all began, where we started in making these decisions to minimize and downsize and move into a motorhome. It was probably a couple years ago that we started watching the Minimalists.
I would actually say even prior to the Minimalists, it started with Kyle Pounds for me. I saw him living in his VW bus and traveling around, and it was really interesting to me, and I thought, man, look at how little he's living on and how much fun he's having. And I tried to show that to Dana. I said, hey, if we, because we had these big lofty goals for retirement and what our plans were, and I showed her that. I said, hey, if you could live like that, we could retire today. And she said, no way, I couldn't live like that. And, that just was a little bit too extreme for her. But she found it very interesting. And as time went on, I continued to watch his videos. And it was a Saturday, and we had a lot of chores to do around the house. We were stalling on doing our work, and I put YouTube on, and it recommended a video for a Just Incredible. I had never seen his channel at that time, and we saw the video, and it, we thought it was very interesting. And she sees that, and she's like,
"Now that I can do." Once he gave the tour and showed us, the whole layout with a bathroom, which was the main concern for me, I guess. I felt like that was something that I could do, and it was in line with our trying to downsize, simplify, and minimize our life. Going out and traveling and seeing, our own backyard here in the U.S., there's so much to see. And then, of course, abroad, too, we have interests. But for right now, we just wanted to get out of just the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We wanted to be out hiking and being in environments like this. And having access to that, and we didn't have access to it where we were at. So
we had lived in the Dallas area for about 15 years. We went down there for work, and we stuck it out and maintained and stuck to our goals. We were gone for all of our vacations, and
it was exhausting just keeping up with the vacations. We would, work really hard.
You'll do 60 or 70 hours, for the 2 weeks leading up to your trip, and then you go on vacation. The whole time you're worried about all your normal routines, and are they being maintained like they should be? You're thinking about all the work we were going to have to do when we got back from the trip.
Yeah, and then you go and you're maximizing your time on vacation because you only have this, 9 days or 7 days or whatever it is. We've came back exhausted, and then we got back right into the grind, which was exhausting in and of itself, getting caught up.
We were interested in the tiny home, the minimalist living,
and just in small spaces in general.
But we still were battling that, we didn't really want to be in any one spot. All the state parks we want to go to and the national parks, and it was just very overwhelming. And when we kind of hit on the nomadic lifestyle, that really clicked for us that was an option, a way of life. And when we started seeing the other people putting themselves out there and showing how they did it, it kind of all added to our knowledge of this lifestyle. And we kind of took bits and pieces from everyone and kind of put together a lifestyle that we felt worked for us and that we were willing to kind of check out and move towards. So after, seeing that, then we started, it really kind of opened our minds to the thought of living in an RV. We had never even considered that as an option.
It just kind of clicked together for us that minimalism leads to, alternative lifestyles, when I didn't think it was really possible until Donovan started showing me the people that are doing it out there. We, knew that we wanted to do something that was different than
the norm.
The 9 to 5, what is kind of perceived as the American dream, being able to buy a house and having vehicles and having, toys like high-end bicycles and being able to go out to restaurants all the time and other venues, concerts, trips. And that lifestyle afforded us that, but it also didn't afford us the happiness that we were feeling inside about our health and well-being, about being in the outdoors.
Spending our time together.
Yeah. decided that we would rather manage a smaller space. And this one, what's better than one with wheels where you can basically see the country?
While we were living that lifestyle, I longed for, the option to not have to go to a job, or to be able to spend, let's say you wake up and it's a beautiful day, weather's surprisingly cool or surprisingly warm, or it's a night. I love to go hiking on a nice overcast day, and to be able to just hop in the car and go for a hike. I wanted to do that. I didn't want to wake up and have to go to a job to maintain a lifestyle. We started downscaling our life and minimizing things and cutting things out, and every step of the way, when we'd cut something out, we would discuss it, and do you miss that? No. Or are we on the path towards freedom? If we're making progress towards that direction, then that's the way we went. As you lead up to it, it's kind of hard along the way. Sometimes you don't even realize what path you're on until you look back and you see how far you've come.
Yeah, it's time to really pursue the interests that are really deep in your heart and soul. The name of our channel is Love for Nature. That's who we are. We love nature, and we want to be in it as much as possible. And it was really hard to keep that balance, and so that's why it's this lifestyle kind of piqued our interest, because it was like, oh wait, maybe we can do that and be on the road and live minimal, and be conscientious of our consumption and be happy.
Again, we'd been downsizing our life, kind of throttling things back during this time period. By the time we decided for sure we were going to do it was the end of 2014. Yeah, we started getting rid of things in the house. We were mentally separating from all our stuff. In my mind, I hadn't really prepared myself for. It's one thing to say you're going to get rid of it, but then when the time comes to actually start getting rid of it, for me, I found it really exhausting making the decision to part with things. So I had a threshold. I could separate from so many things, and then I would get to my limit where I'm like, all right, that's enough. I can't do any more this weekend. And it was really more that you look at what you spent on all those items. If you're calculating out the amount of hours that you spent to pay for all of that, and then when you're doing it on a massive scale, getting rid of, say, 80-90% of your things, it was a little bit sickening, but it was really eye-opening, and it made me realize that there's so much that I don't want to have, that I'm willing to get rid of. And I just want to be free. I don't want to be tied down by any of this stuff anymore.
So early 2015, we started really actively thinking about selling our stuff and donating, and really going through all of our stuff and getting it down to, hopefully eventually, to fit into a motorhome. Our intention was to live in the RV and work and kind of get used to everything. Of course, you have plans and then they get changed. So sure enough, as you guys saw from some of the updates and
crazy weather season
videos that we posted previously, we had a very active spring in North Texas area, and it forced us to evacuate our RV park, and led us to a few difficult but very positive decisions to kind of actually accelerate living this lifestyle. Minimalism and travel and being in nature, this is all part of kind of the drive to make this change in our lifestyle. And but also it's about really enjoying your life. We had a good friend pass away in April of 2014. He had a brain tumor, and it was a real shocker when he was diagnosed. So it was a wake-up call. I think that was really one of the big drivers that pushed us to really accelerate it.
I think we were down to we had another 12 years kind of in our plan for retirement, and it was just another wake-up call that, hey, you can plan all you want, you may not get to achieve those goals. That was the catalyst to start everything, to start the cutting back, to say, hey, let's just start downsizing our life in every aspect, and we'll go as far as we can go. We don't know where our end will be. We don't know what it's going to look like. All the things we'd accumulated that, I thought had meant so much to me that I was just still a little bit holding on to, that was the final push that I needed to let go, to truly let go and say, you know what, I'm not taking any of this with me, and I don't know when that's going to be. I'm not going to let all this hold me back from living the life that I've been wanting to live.
It made us realize that it's really not important to have all this stuff to us. It's more important to have the time. Time is so valuable. It changed from it being more of an idea and an option to like...
Or a dream.
Or a goal. Yeah, a dream or a goal to like, okay, let's make this a reality. This is what we really want. Life can be short, and we want to just enjoy every moment of it. Just take it all in. Take a deep breath at your surroundings, at the people around you, whatever it is that inspires you and makes you happy, and you should be going out there and living the way that you want to live. So where are we at today? Well,
and it's been how many months? 9?
It's been almost 9 months.
Yeah, coming up on 9 months.
Since we've lived in our motorhome, and it's been really cool, actually. 2015 has been the year of transition, and we've learned so much. It's unbelievable. I am retired. I retired on October 30th. It feels unreal to not be getting up and working a 9 to 5. So yeah, we made the decision I was going to retire, and Donovan's going to continue to work, and basically just living this lifestyle and figuring out our next plans. And
we don't know how long I'll work for. We just had a meeting last week again, and they mentioned the possibility of bringing us all back into the office next year at some point. When that time comes, I'll see if there's any way then an exception would be made for me to stay working from the road. But if they are, if that's not a possibility, then I'll go ahead and retire too and continue to travel around and just to do what we want each day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, I guess that's it, huh? Yeah. So we decided to stay here in the Pacific Northwest through winter. We really kind of wanted to experience that. So we thought it'd be nice to stay up here and kind of experience all seasons and see how things go. We plan on spending the summer here again, and bouncing around in Oregon and Washington. Mm-hmm. Next fall, we would like to spend the winter in Florida. So we'll kind of make our way down there and then spend 2017 going up the East Coast and then back down into the fall. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We don't really have any detailed plans of what that looks like. We have a couple of spots on the list that we want to stop in. But other than that, we're just kind of keeping things open-ended, and yep. We'll see what happens. A lot of it will depend on, whether or not I'm still working. If I'm working, we have to make sure that I have good internet connectivity. If I'm not working, then we're kind of free to go wherever we want and do whatever we want.
Mm-hmm. Basically, we just want to say thank you so much to those who've stuck with us. And
one more thing, too, final before we sign out is I just wanted to say that we've talked to a lot of travelers in the 9 months that we've been out, and I wanted to just kind of remind everyone that this looks completely different for everyone that we've talked to so far.
Good point.
So don't think that if you see someone doing something and they're more mechanically inclined than you, or they have more money than you, or they're doing it more minimally than you are, and you don't think you can get down to that level. Or take a little from everyone that you see and kind of put together a picture that is, to your liking.
Do what works for you, and what makes you feel comfortable and happy. Thanks again. We really appreciate everybody, and we hope you're living your dreams and you're enjoying every moment. See you next time.
Wow. Big flock of birds just took off.